I want to just talk about something that I know that you're passionate about, which is January 6th. And what I find upsetting about all of the drama around what the Democrats are doing here. The Democrats, if they actually cared just about facts and not partisanship, why did they hire the former president of ABC News to put on a fancy TV production for their primetime committee coverage of January 6th? This makes no sense to me. If you wanted to make this above board and make it just the facts and just about, adjudicating the law, this isn't what you do. You don't hire a showman to come in and bring on all the fireworks unless you're trying to use it for a campaign ad for November. And that's what's happening.
Okay. Well, actually, I would say in this case, I understand what they're doing because the biggest challenge of the January 6th committee, and if you watched Tucker Carlson last night, it was very instructive. He talked about how Peter Navarro was this innocent man who was just arrested for at National Airport, and they made such a whole big thing of it. And he had no part in January 6th. You're right. He was not at the rally. He did not go to the Capitol, but he was talking about from day one, a second Trump administration. He was doing everything he could to overturn a free and fair election. This is what people are trying to get to. And so many people use it as a distraction. Well, he didn't show up on January 6th. What does he have to do with it? January 6th was just one element in a plan to overturn a free and fair election, to stage a coup, which basically is having someone who didn't win the election hold on to power. So this is the reason they're hiring the producer is because they want to, and whether you agree with this or not, to try to pierce the right-wing bubble of Fox News, maybe get some people that watched Tucker last night to tune in and maybe have even a quasi-open mind, which they don't right now because it's being presented on the right as a total charade, as a power grab, and the fact that these people are just crapping on Liz Cheney, who is one of the most loyal Republicans. And by the way, she was someone you could argue promulgated the second biggest lie of all, which was the Iraq War, right? But she voted with Trump 90-something% of the time. She shows some integrity. And oh my God, you would think that she was right down there with AOC. It's really unbelievable. Can you at least acknowledge that a little bit?
Well, I watched Tucker also, so we got that in common last night. But he was comparing and contrasting the treatment of Navarro with Eric Holder, because the reason Navarro was arrested was because it was refusing to comply with the subpoena of Congress. And Eric Holder did the exact same thing. He refused to comply with the congressional request for Fast and Furious information. And yet the Obama DOJ did nothing. Did they show up at an airport and arrest Eric Holder? Hell no, of course not. That was the point that he was trying to make. That it's a double standard of justice and how the FBI has been weaponized against certain people who don't fit the Beltway elite narrative.
See, this is why I love about our dialogue is we go and there's false equivalencies, and then you even have false non-equivalencies. What you're referring to was with the so-called Fast and Furious, where there was a border agent that was killed by apparently a gun that the Obama administration had supplied to the drug cartel. Okay, that's different than trying to overturn a free and fair democracy, a free and fair election. That's different.
No. It's contempt of Congress.
Than David, being part of a cabal that's trying to throw democracy under the bus. Okay, I mean it's a constant distraction. It's all distractions from the main issue.
The main issue that he was making was contempt of Congress, and that was the main issue. And then to the bigger question about Peter Navarro, I know Peter Navarro. I've interviewed him multiple times. I might have interviewed him on January 5th. I don't remember the dates. I knew him in the White House. I had him on my talk show multiple times from the White House to talk about economic and trade policy. I know that he loves his country. And the fact that he didn't want to comply with a partisan witch hunt, and the way he was treated versus the way Eric Holder was treated, I think is very telling about the way the FBI has been weaponized and the DOJ has been weaponized. And I think
yes or no? Just a simple question. No, I was going to ask you, what did Peter Navarro from almost day one say we need to prepare for a second Trump administration? And was he actively involved in along with Mark Meadows and a lot of these people in trying to subvert a free and fair election? Yes or no?
No. He did
Okay.
issue
Well,
a very
that's
lengthy
simply
report
wrong.
about statistical
That's simply
analysis
wrong.
of
And
probabilities.
he can be quoted as saying how Trump deserves a second term, all the stuff he was going into. I think that's factually wrong. So we'll just have to agree to disagree on this one.